Hello, I'm Monickie Scott.
And this is your girl, Felina B. Flossin. Thank you for joining us as we support and encourage women in their five-star living journey. Today, we are shining the five-star spotlight on power couple Kevin and Tasha White.
Yes, Tasha is an innovative leader with the superpowers of connection and collaboration. She's an expert when it comes to booking speakers and talent, in which she offers an extensive and impressive list of people she has worked with closely, including Floyd Mayweather, Jermaine Dupri, and Outkast, just to name a few. Tasha is also a certified behavior practitioner.
And Kevin is a life coach, mentor, and speaker with an extraordinary background in entertainment as a dancer who has toured the world and performed with topping artists, as well as performed the stages of the Grammys, Billboard Music Awards, and Showtime at the Apollo, just to name a few. His transition from professional performer to life coach and mentor happened all the way over in Cairo, Egypt. And we are very excited to have Kevin share some of this story with you and so much more. Welcome to the Five-Star Living Show.
Yes.
It's good to be here. Thanks for having us.
We're so glad to have you. So, a power couple is defined as a couple who recognizes each other's strengths and weaknesses, respects each other's independence, and balance this all with a healthy reliance and independence on each other. So my first question is, what does it take to be a power couple? And I'll start with you, Tasha.
Oh my gosh. Power couple. I feel like we're superheroes, to be honest with you. I guess for me, what it really takes to be a power couple is communication. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're powerful when you communicate. You're powerful when you can, you know, which you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself in so many areas. Does that make sense?
I love that.
So together, I mean, Kevin is an entity on his own. I'm an entity on my own, but when we're together, it's like we're lightning. You know what I'm saying? And there's a force behind that. He knows I got his back. I know he has mine. And I have to say, this did not happen overnight. Kevin and I have been together for 30 years, okay? 30 years. We've been married almost 26. So you can imagine the challenges and the changes we endured to become a power couple. It doesn't happen overnight. You know, it's definitely something that is seeds that are planted, and we had to water them. And it hasn't always been easy, but
we got this. Yeah.
You have anything to add to that, Kevin?
I mean, well, she stole all of my answers, but but I will tell you, I mean, she hit it right on the head in saying that she knows I have her back and I have hers. I mean, she knows that I have her back and she has mine. The thing is this, it's just like anything else. When we get together, it's like we're looking for a partner that we know we can depend on and we don't have to think about it. It's there. The power couple to me comes from knowing that we're both comfortable in our own space and that we know that we can get it done. But when it comes to I mean, think about it. Neo, you make me better. You know what I'm saying? That song right there, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what, in my opinion, what a power couple is. And Tasha definitely makes me better. And I feel like I do the same for her.
You do.
Love it. Love it.
Beautiful. So Kevin, you have a very interesting journey that led you to the path where you're on now of being a time is life coach,
yes,
mentor, and speaker. Tell us a little bit about this transition.
Right. So transition from dancing and going into corporate America and becoming a life coach and things of that nature. So for dancing, you know, obviously I love the touring. I love the dancing, the performing, being on TV, you know what I mean? Flying Tasha out and we're in different cities together and things of that nature. But it's kind of like, you know, you had mentioned Outkast, right? Outkast has a little song in it that says, you know what I mean? You can't always, you know what I mean, pay the bills on the hustle money. It might always be sufficient, right? I recall living here in this city and traveling to LA with a group of us. It was probably about 10 of us to audition for Jennifer Lopez. And at that time, the choreographer, I'm not even going to name her, but the choreographer was also Janet Jackson's previous choreographer. Well, she had a panel. We used to call this a cattle call, right? So there was probably about 300-400 people auditioning for the same job, right? That only, I don't know, maybe 20 of us will get. Well, we're in there and we're dancing. And it turns out that one of the guys that came down with us was very good friends with one of the choreographer's assistants. This person was messing up on the whole routine. I mean, wasn't doing anything right. But that was the one individual that got chosen out of everybody. So at that point, and I'm not a cliquish type person. Now, even when we lived in Atlanta and I was dancing with all the different dancers and choreographers coming out of Atlanta, it still wasn't a cliquish thing. So long story short, I have to find something that's going to take care of my babies, right? So I made this transition and I was already like coaching and mentoring young men in Atlanta. There's one individual, there was a group that I used to have called the Odd Squad. One of the individuals, he's still in entertainment right now. He's actually Ludacris's right-hand man, Lil Fate Wilson. I used to mentor these guys. And as I was doing it, Tasha and I were like, well, this needs to be one of the things that we do. As I get to know different individuals and I understand that all we have to do is start believing in ourselves, it becomes evident and becomes very clear. A lot of times we don't have people on our side or have our back that right. gives us the strength that we need. So that's why I made that transition. I want to, everything that I've learned in my years of travel, and I'm, I'm only 25. I'm just kidding. This kind of gives it away. But the point that I'm making is that all the different things that we've learned in our travels are not just for us. Yeah. They're for everybody that we come in contact with. So I feel that if I have something that I can give somebody and help them be a better version of themselves, that's what I want to do. Awesome. And I know that was a long answer, but that was a story for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you for that. And Tasha, for you, can you share an experience or lesson that sticks out that is most memorable for you that has kind of helped or shaped the person you've become today?
Oh gosh, there's tons.
Right.
Parenthood, becoming a mom. That was, to me, that shook everything up. Kevin and I became parents at 24. Yeah, we were 24 when we had our daughter, and then 32 when we had our son. So those were big pivotal times for us. Before then, I was extremely outgoing, extremely. It didn't matter. I was the risk taker. All my friends labeled me as the risk taker. She doesn't care. She's going to go. She's going to take a risk. If she falls down, we know she'll get back up. That's just been who I have been all this time. And then when I became a mom, I realized it wasn't. Now, Kevin and I we have to share the same spirit. But when I became a mother, that really changed things, that shifted things, because now I can't take the risks that I normally would take. I still take them, but I have to consider I am a mom. I two people in this world I am responsible for. And I got to make sure that, I'm positioning myself for my family. So that's huge for me.
Yes, I totally understand. What fuels your fire? Like, what keeps you motivated to go at it another day? And I'll say, Kevin, you first, and then Tasha.
Tasha.
Aww.
And you know what? I was trying not to go for the but it's real.
So cute, though.
You know what I'm saying? For me, it's real. I'll tell you, like, in growing up the way that I grew up in Atlanta, in the projects and all that stuff, a lot of times you fight through things. And Tasha and I's story is a very unique story. When Tasha and I got together, we weren't even supposed to be together. Mm-hmm. We were introduced as being brother and sister friends type deal. My brother was going out with her auntie, and Tasha had moved to Atlanta to go to school at Spelman College. So I was only supposed to be the tour guide. And all of my friends were like, yo, Kev, hook me up, man. And so, I'm like, all right, because it wasn't like that. I'm like, all right, that's what's up. So I'm like, hey, Tasha, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, boy. I'm just like, all right. So she wasn't like, but nonetheless, I say Tasha because if I can do well and Tasha can see me do well, she'll keep pouring that energy into me. It's a big thing to have someone believe in you. Yeah. It's a huge, huge thing. And to have her, I'm even getting chills talking about it right now, to have her believe in me. Even right now, we're here, but we were just somewhere else last night doing a project together. I had a meeting. I come into the project and Tasha's just like, yeah, Kevin's blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what's going on, but I pull out my pad, my pencil. I'm like, all right, so let's do this. and I just start crafting whatever it is that we got to do. Afterwards, she was like, that's exactly what I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? So it makes me feel good. That's what fuels my fire. Now, my kids, if you tell them I said something different, they might be tripping, but yeah, it's Tasha.
We won't tell.
I appreciate it.
It's so beautiful
Definitely
to
family.
see. Yeah.
Definitely family. That fuels my fire, family. Kevin and I started at a very young age. And what really drew me to him was the love for him and the relationship between him and his mother. My brothers have a great relationship with my mom. Kevin and his family have a great relationship with their mom. And I was always told growing up that pay attention to how the guy treats his mom, that like, that's going to be kind of how he treats you. And I did pay attention to that. And I noticed how he caters to his mother, caters to the women in his family, and he caters to me. And I love that, because just like you're pouring into me, or I'm pouring into you, you're reciprocating that, you're pouring back into me. So, I mean, I think that's just it. Like, it's communication. We talk all the time. We still are friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, after being together for so long, we still find our foundation as friends first, as humans first. Like, you're my wife, you're my husband. We get that part of it, but we also we laugh, we joke, we still run around the house playing games. We have to stay young with our kids, you know what I'm saying? So people, just last night, it's funny, we were in Charleston, South Carolina last night with a client shooting a video and a documentary. And afterwards we went to dinner. And the client says, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I have to ask this question. After 30 years, y'all still act like teenagers.
Like y'all
still in high school. I mean, Tasha, you went and sat on his lap. You know, you gave him a hug, like when he came in, like you hadn't seen him but 2 hours ago. But you see that. And for someone who never met us before, like, you know, just to come and say that to us, it just made me feel like, I guess we do have something special. And it's just who we are, but so many other people recognize it and they address it all the time. And I mean, it's just us. It's what God put in us. I mean, I think truly when people say they were made for each other, I mean, I really feel like we were created for each other.
Yeah. And that goes back to, and I'm going to save this piece. Okay. Our journey. This is how we know it's our journey, but we'll talk about that in a second, I guess.
Well, you guys are amazing. So if there is a couple that's listening right now and struggling, say in the area of supporting each other professionally, what words of wisdom can you share? I'll start with Tasha and then Kevin.
Well, I would say never forget what got you started in the first place. Why were you interested in that person in the first place? Yeah. So we have friends and people in our network that have had challenges, and they come to Kevin and I all the time and ask, you know, well, what do you do when this happens? You know, or when do you do when that happens? And for me, it's always like, go back to square one, like that Brian McKnight song, you know, start it all over again, go back to number one, whatever that number one was. Never forget what that was. That's why you got started. That's why you're committed. That's why you're pushing. And I think that's what we always do. We have to always go back to number one. What got us there? What started us? You know, and one thing we did talk about last night with the client was, you know, we were broke. You know, we were doing things when we were broke that was really like, it wasn't money that kept us. You know what I'm saying? We sometimes look back and say we were happier when we didn't have so many distractions or so much stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I think that just always remember what those times look like, and just encourage each other, you know, and don't trip. Like, talk to other couples. You're not always alone. You're not going through situations. I mean, trust me, Kevin and I've been together 30 years. We have been through a plethora of things, but we had strong parents. We had siblings. We had good friends that were team Kevin and Tasha. Yeah. So be careful who you let in your circle, what type of energy you embrace, because you know, that can be effective. That can hurt you. And, you know, long as there's people around you that are team y'all, that you may talk to, you know, but communication is everything. I'm always going to go back to the communication side.
That's actually what I was going to say was communication. And, you know, remembering why. Like when you first fall in love and you're going hard and you're trying to get things together with this person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, it's not even about you.
Right.
It's about them. The moment that you start making it about you is when it's, you know what I mean? It's bad. Well, you know what? She didn't do this for me. I mean, where's my eggs? I can see the bacon. I see the toast, but where's the eggs? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, well, where's the orange juice? You know what I'm saying? Well, I like apple juice. Well, I like orange. You know what I'm saying? The point that I'm making is that when you remember and hold on to why we fell in love, that changes everything. And that ties right back into communication, because now, when in the beginning, if we had a problem and this is why I love you, I want to see you smile and you want to see me smile, that changes everything, because now I can talk to you and you can talk to me. Communication is where it's at.
It's a common denominator. If you're not willing to talk about it, then you're not really about it, period.
And then you got to be willing to listen. Listen to understand, not to respond. Right. There's enough people out there listening to respond. Listen to try to really understand where the other person is coming from. That would be the advice that we would give a younger couple.
You guys are amazing. I wish we could keep you a little bit longer. We have to wrap up pretty soon. But if I could get in 30 seconds, a little 5-star business. Tasha, when you hear the words 5-star living, what does that mean in your world?
Well, it's personal. You know what I'm saying? One of my coaches told me a long time ago, and she coined this phrase, peace is the new success. Well, that peace, your level of peace can be different from the next person. So don't compare what your peace or your happiness or your success is to anyone else. For 5-star obviously is top notch, but top notch to me may be different from top notch to you. You know what I'm saying? So whatever your personal top notches, and that's what 5-star living is. You're top notch, but your top notch, not yours compared to your neighbors or someone else's.
Absolutely. Kevin?
Mine is just living life on your terms, period. Living life on your terms. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, because the main issue we have as human beings is worrying about what another person thinks. Live life on your terms, and you'll be happy, and you'll be 5-star living.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Wow. A power couple with a power, few minutes of just so many nuggets, so many nuggets. Please share with our listeners the many ways that they can learn more about you online.
So I on Instagram is Tasha Talks, Facebook Tasha Robinson White. And also we have a company called Vanguardian Global, and that specializes we book speakers, we do events, and we do life coaching and consulting. So VanguardianGlobal.com, check our website out. That's me.
And mine is Time is Life Coach, www.timeisLifeCoach. That's the website. Or you can find me at Kevin White's Time is Life.
Time is Life.
Too, also. So you can find me there. Thanks for having us.
Yes, 5-star living is what's up, you guys. I love this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, we want to thank you for listening to us and joining us on this 5-star day. We believe in you. We believe that you're going to have a more 5-star life starting right now. Right now. And we know that you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be right here with us. And so for that, we thank you. We look forward to seeing you on the Facebook at 5-Star Living Show and joining the 5-Star Living Show Inner Circle. Remember to laugh more and love more while taking care of your mind, body, and soul. The 5-Star Living Show is sponsored in part by Flossy Flicks Photography, Monickie.com, Flossy Locks, and Meditate with Mo. Until next time, keep 5-star living. Yes, keep 5-star living. And remember to show us some love by leaving a comment and subscribing on YouTube. Bye-bye. We'll see you next time.
See you later. Thank you.
Take care.